Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Ronnie coming to you today with a video. I get this question asked quite a few times. It comes to me basically. Let me close Facebook for a minute because it's going to drive me crazy. Okay. About what do I think about thrift stores and prices going up and this and that. And then I see videos about it here and there. Like the other day, no, it was probably a week or two ago, I seen a Rally Root video. They were talking about it, and I kind of laughed it off a little bit because I really don't see, I catch up videos here and there of theirs, and I don't really see them too much thrifting all that much. You see them doing a lot of other things, so I kind of laughed it off, like, oh, okay, blah blah, and then from that, on the side view thing, it automatically went into another video, and I wasn't really paying attention. And all of a sudden, it was Amy Winehouse reselling the Drama Mama, talking about thrift prices going up in the West Coast over there, and how she can't thrift anymore from Goodwill or something. I was just laughing. Didn't watch the whole video. I can't watch that. I can't watch these people that are constantly, getting kicked off of certain platforms and constantly getting dragged through the drama. And at certain points, wow, did I just get way off topic? At certain points, you have to own your own failures in life, and you can't blame others. But anyway, way off topic. Wow. But anyway, prices are going up in these thrift stores, and a lot of people are quick to blame who it is, and they'll be like, "Oh, it's you over here. It's you over. It's this reason. It's that reason." I mean, I'm very friendly with a lot of managers that run the stores, assistant managers, people in our area. I go to 30, 40 stores probably monthly, and I see the same people. Jesus Christ, people don't want to stop bothering me. You close one thing and the wife bothers you in something else. Hope she doesn't really need anything. But you talk to these people and they'll tell you that the traffic in these stores have went up. And it's all based on certain different things. And biggest thing to bring traffic is probably the same biggest thing that brought traffic to the YouTube channels or YouTube channels on reselling was the whole thrift shop song. That was huge. The song was huge. I don't remember. I can't remember the white guy that sung the song. Lewis, and I can't remember the other guy's name. Macklemore? I don't think they've had any song since that album, have they? But anyway, they had that song. They had a bunch of different songs, and they were huge there for about a year with that song. I think that song was like #1 for 12 weeks or something like that. It was probably, so if you're in the, so anyway, a whole group of people, let's say 35 to 16 is now into this song, and it's #1. People are going to listen to this song. People are also going to be like, what's a thrift shop? It became more hip to go to a thrift shop, a thrift store. Let's just say thrift store. I don't know why they call it thrift shop. It must be a West Coast thing. A thrift shop, to go there and to see things and to buy things. And then easily, you've seen these YouTube channels, all of our, not a lot of our channels went from being, some channels, 2,000 subscribers took off, 5,000 subscribers took off, 10,000 subscribers took off. There was not a huge influx of these channels. All of a sudden, everybody's channel just took off like wildfire. If you were consistently making videos in that time, you could easily grow your channel to be a big enough channel. But there was an influx. A lot of people just wanted to come in and see what was going on. You kind of see it dying down now, somewhat. You see a lot of new channels coming in, but it's a lot easier now for channels. Anyway, make a long story short, there was a lot more focus coming into the thrift stores around this time. You started to see a lot more people. How many times do you see young kids in the thrift stores now running around looking for certain things. And some of that may have to do with YouTube channels, some not. And then you want to talk about, oh, the prices are going up in these stores. Well, if you're getting more traffic and people buying more stuff, I mean, you really got what, three major thrift stores: Salvation Army, Goodwill, and Savers, I would say. For most of the country, they're the biggest three stores, and even Savers is not really around in all the country. It's sporadically here and there. It's really Goodwill and Salvation Army. Savers is like that distant, third. They're like, I don't know. They're like that third one. I don't even know. That's like Dodge of the cars. You got Ford and Chevy, and then you got Dodge hanging out there, number three. American cars. But anyway, make a long story short, so you get more traffic, you get people buying more stuff. Of course, prices are going to influx a little bit. I have not, in our area, I really haven't seen much influxing of prices, but a lot of it has to do with our Goodwills are very small stores. For the most part, our Goodwills are smaller than a lot of the other areas I've been to. And I've seen, like, I've been all over the place. I've been up and down the East Coast. I've seen different stores. I have a feeling Goodwill almost seems like it's going after, like, the model that Savers is going after. Savers is almost like a retail store. You go into one of those are big stores. Those are almost like Walmarts. Like, they have their sections. Everything's laid out. They have their I think Savers has a return policy even. Let me see. Savers. Do they have a return policy? Yeah, they have a 7-day return policy. So 7 days, and you get a what is it? It's not a return. It's a exchange. So you could exchange it if for whatever you spent. You could exchange it for whatever. So 7 days. Anything you pick up there, shit's not going to be tested. You have to do that. I hear so many people complain about things not being tested, about this, that. You have to somewhat, on your end, have to do some part of this reselling. You can't complain about thrift stores. Thrift stores really should get you started, get you in the door, but should propel you to break off and really diversify where you get your inventory from. Salvation Armies around us. I've seen a bunch of Salvation Armies close. I don't know if it was just poor locations in areas, or what. They had a store in Norwell or Norwood. It was over on Boston Providence Highway. I don't know what area that is. I think it's Norwell. It was on Norwood. I'm not sure now. I get towns mixed up in Massachusetts. If I don't live in them, I get mixed up. But anyway, that area, there was a big store over there. It was hit or miss, but it closed down. Then there was one in New Bedford. That one hasn't been around in a while now. That closed. The one in Raynham is actually closing later this month. What's this? Yeah, it's actually closing this month. So was it closing in a few days? So a Salvation Army is kind of difficult because whatever you buy there is no return policy. So it's kind of really hit or miss. You really got to check your shit over, and if you want to buy something, you got to test it in the store and so on and so forth. But usually their prices are the cheapest of the three. Goodwill's usually hanging out in the middle somewhere there, but they seem to be breaking towards that retail part. None of them. If you're going to say any of them, Salvation Army seems like it's maybe more towards the charitable, more so. Goodwill's more of a corporation. These are businesses. They make money. Savers is, I don't even know if I consider Savers a donation or a charity or whatever you want to call it. They've done away with so many different things. They've done away with their 30%. I donated a bunch of things the other day. from our neighbor who was moving to a nursing home. She was donating a bunch of stuff, and I was like, "Oh, I can go to Savers and get 30% off." And they were stingy, and they only gave you 120% off. And I gave up like a whole bunch of stuff out of my Suburban. It was like, really? And they were turning away stuff too. No, we don't want that. No, we don't want that. When did the thrift store start telling you what they want and what they don't want? It's like, oh. So I don't know. I mean, there's other avenues. I don't want to hear people complaining about this all the time. Like, you have to adapt. Things don't stay the same. Either that or you're gonna have to go on half off day. Go on, certain stores. I mean, when we were in New York, there's one store, the Salvation Army, after a half off day, that actually goes to $1 day, whatever's not left off there on half off day. That's kind of crazy. Um, there's actually another Salvation Army that's closing in our area, which I got wind of, which is crazy in a way. So, and I think they're only putting one store that they were putting one store in the area, but I mean, they've been working on one store for like 2 years now. So they're closing stores at a good enough pace, but they're not putting anything back into place, back in the area that I know of. So that's always an interesting thing. Goodwill seems to be opening up stores here and there sporadically, but most of their stores, if you live in our area of Massachusetts, for the most part, they're all in the city of Boston, which getting around the city of Boston is nothing easy. I mean, between parking and parking's a pain, and then you got to deal with the traffic getting out of the city, and they all close early too. Their times are like 10 to 6, 10 to 7. I mean, in our area, there's only 3, I think, that are outside of Boston. There's Hyannis, where I live. There's Attleboro, North Attleboro, which is really not that far out of the city, and Worcester. And there's some out out in the Springfield area and so on and so forth. And I know there's this little store about the size of a bathroom out there in Lee, but that's crazy. We don't have the stores a lot of these areas have. We have Savers now everywhere. I mean, you could shake a stick and these Savers are everywhere. I don't know what it is. I mean, maybe it's the cost of real estate, maybe it's the cost of changing times, but these stores are going to adapt and they're going to do what's best for them. But if they see they can mark stuff up, our store, our local, I could put our local Goodwill. They love to mark stuff up. They got a bunch of those. Oh shit! What the hell was the name of that brand? Everybody was going crazy for it a few years ago. It was like that stretchy, crazy stuff. Luro. I don't know. You know what I'm saying. I'm having a problem with pronunciation, that one, but they had a whole bunch of that, and they're like putting $14.99 on. I'm just laughing. Not that I wouldn't even pick it up. It was $1. Like, there's no way I'm picking up any of that. But they put that all in their little boutique section. They put in that Joseph A. Bank in that boutique section. I'm like, okay. Anything that's Under Armour gets put in that section. It's like, people are going to say, oh, the reason why stores are causing the value is because they're watching YouTube videos. Like, nobody, people may watch a video here or there, but I can tell you right now, they're not on YouTube for hours. Their workers don't get paid enough money to be sitting here going, oh, did you see what that's selling for? They don't give two shits about their job. Did you see, for the most part, like, the people that work in these stores, they don't care. They don't give two flying F's about anything. Like, you could go into a Savers, and this is really odd. You can go to a Savers and see a Brooks Brothers shirt for $3.99, one for $6.99, and then see 3 or 4 of them for $15.99. No rhyme or reason why. No idea. You could see 3 sport coats, the same brand, $7.99, $9.99, $15.99. I swear they just play games with just putting prices on things, and there's no rhyme or reason for it. No rhyme or reason, but if stores in your area getting a little too pricey for you, go to other stores. Stop going to that store. Let that store understand that. Let their sales drop off. Let them know. Go only on them on half off day. Let that store realize that you're unhappy with their prices, because if you're not going, their traffic's going to die down. They're going to have to adapt or die. That's the same philosophy most of us eBay sellers have to deal with when we go out buying stuff for our business. Like, you don't see a bunch of resellers buying depression glass anymore because it's not in anymore. You have to adapt or die with your business, with your sourcing, with everything, your pricing. It all has to be done. You have to adapt or die or go. That's it. Like Pete would say, you have to hustle harder. That or find God. I mean, one of the two things. I mean, I don't know, but there's flea markets. I wrote these things down because I didn't want to miss anything. Sometimes I get off topic. There's flea markets. There's local apps. We've bought stuff from people, Craigslist. There's OfferUp. There's I don't know what's the other one. OfferUp, Let Go. I mean, Let Go and OfferUp really, there's no market here for it. But my boy Chad, Golden Finger Picker, is always finding stuff on those to buy and sell. And people say, oh, the stuff's too high. Wait it out a few days, a few weeks, shoot them offers. Shoot them offers low. Shoot them where you have to be. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, but you'll be surprised how fast somebody needs money in their pocket. They start at one price and they find themselves down to taking whatever because that's the only offer they got. Put out business cards. One of the biggest things you could do is get business cards. Let other people know what you do. I mean, these people talk about oh, nobody knows I'm a reseller when I go into a store. If you're walking out of the store with 20 pieces of clothing and you got everything from a size small shirt to 3 extra large and you got women's and men's, guess what? They know what the fuck you're doing. Don't think they don't know. Like, come on. They don't think you're just buying stuff for the family. Your family don't range like that. To be honest, if somebody asks you, it's no different. When I go to estate sales, I'm very honest with what I do. And I even get better deals because they're like, get this stuff out of here, please. Take it. Because they think, well, maybe that's priced a little too high for them. Hey, you want it at this price? Will you be able to buy it? Will you be willing to buy it all? What will you do to get it out of here? Because they need to clean a house. It's the same thing. A thrift store needs to get stuff out of their thrift. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Form relationships with employees, talk to them. The whole thing. I don't know how many people have ever said, oh, do you ever get invited to the back room? Nobody's getting invited to no back room of no damn thrift store. I don't know where that ever came from, but that ain't happening too often. I've seen people get fired over that, and I don't think anybody's losing their job over that. But, if you could get a text message, maybe, hey, we just got a bunch of suits that hit the floor, or hey, we're putting out a bunch of new shoes today. Get to know when they put the shoes out, what days. Get to know when the racks go out, Get to know certain things. Get to know your managers, because they're the ones that are going to make the deals. Maybe you see something and you see this item there and it's priced a little high, but it's been sitting there 5, 6, 7, 8 days. There's no interest in it. Nobody's buying it. Pull that person aside. You talk to them, show interest in it. They may be willing to work with you. When you buy and sell, it's what happens. You keep the lights on in the place. So, another one is yard sales. I mean, I one thing I don't do though, and I don't know why people do this, is the whole looking up stuff in front of people at yard sales. I don't agree with that at all. Mm-mm, I don't agree with that. Either you buy it or you don't buy it. That's it. Make a decision on it. Go back to the car if you have to. Do whatever you have to. You know, I'll take a picture of something. You make up excuses, but I think it's very sleazy or cheesy when you start looking up stuff in front of people. I mean, sometimes it's good to let people know if you see a bunch of different things is similar. Maybe you could try to strike a deal. You let people know, but you could also feel people to know at a yard sale how that's going to go. You automatically going to know if that's going to be the person that's going to be upset or not. You could read people very quickly at a yard sale. State sale, their whole thing is to get a house cleaned up. They don't care. Like they're there. They resellers are part of their business. I don't think thrift stores quite understand that, you know, yet. And maybe they do. They do to a point, I think. And another one is you could go to storage auctions. Like I don't think I would do a storage auction. I don't know. Maybe I'll try a storage auction one day. I don't know. That seems like way too much work. I feel like I was way all over the place on this one. I hope I made my point good today because, man, I'm kind of in a bad mood. I'm kind of cold. It's cold over here in New England, but I'm good. If you seen my video the other day on packing, I packed a clock, a gas globe, and a sign, and everybody's got all three things, and nothing was broke. That's what you say, a trifecta. Happy trifecta. But if things are getting too pricey, you go to different stores, try different things. Don't be shy to get out of your comfort level. I mean, if Goodwills, for instance, if they price their stuff up too high, guess what? It's going to go to the bin most likely. Our store is at least smart enough to, if something's been in like that front boutique section for a week or two, guess what? It gets moved onto the regular floor, regular price. They putting stuff out to the bins like they know, like, oh nope, mark it down. We're gonna get that sale instead of just throwing it away to the. It doesn't make any sense, but I heard certain areas of the country do that. Go figure. But it's just it's just a normal occurrence. Like if I thrifted in Connecticut, there's certain thrift stores I would never go to. Just no money to be made. No money. Connecticut, for you people that live in Connecticut, your thrift stores are crazy. Not all of them, but a lot of them. I was at some Savers over there. I don't know where the hell it is now. It's right off the highway. Yeah, like you people are gonna know where I'm talking about. And it's right down the street from a Goodwill. And it is crazy, 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 crazy. It's like in a strip mall. Man, that place, it was crazy bonkers with their pricing. But so is the Goodwill right up the street. Like, how can a suit be $35? Like just a suit, $35. And it's been like that for years because I remember like Picking Profits complaining about suits being $35, and he's been complaining about it for like 5-6 years now before resellers were really talking about it. So I mean, it just goes to show you that there was a market for it, there was a demand for it, and they priced it up, and they don't give a two shits. But man, see you guys later. Have a good day. But just remember, support who supports you in the end of the day, and let people know that it's okay. If a store's not doing you good, and skip that store, go to a different store, so on and so forth. I'll see you guys later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.